Greetings, folks. Diamond Woods 12 back again, another video. Here to give you guys my Turbo or Power Rangers movie review. Don't have a lot of nice things to say about this movie. Not gonna lie to you, as a kid, hell, I didn't even really like the movie as a kid, because I didn't understand some stuff about it. But first, let me give you a play-by-play. The movie starts off in Star Wars-esque fashion. The second movie started off like this, in Star Wars-esque fashion. Zordon's doing this opening monologue, telling everybody what the Power Rangers are, and telling everybody what Lerigot is, and that Lerigot is this wizard, who, when we see Lerigot, he looks like a Furby. Lerigot looked like a damn Furby. Because my sister had a Furby doll when she was a kid. When we were growing up, my sister had a Furby doll. And Furbies came out about around that time, around the 90s. Came out around that time. And I was like, because when I first seen the trailer, and I wasn't no more than 7, 8 years old when this movie came out. I'm like 6, 7, 8 years old. I really cannot remember how old I was at the time. I don't feel like doing the math right now. I'm gonna lie to you. I would say I was 7 years old. I just thought I was 7 years old. I just remember I was 7 years old when this movie came out. And I thought they were making a Furby movie. When I seen they were showing Lerigot in the trailers, I thought that was Furby. I'm like, what is Furby and the Power Rangers doing in the same movie? Because Furby was big at the time, Power Rangers was still big at the time. I was like, and I seen Tommy and Adam and Kat and Tanya together. Then they showed this commercial with Justin saying, "I'm the new Blue Ranger." I'm like, what happened to Rocky? And when I seen those five together, I thought it was like a Turbo movie, not Turbo movie. I thought it was like a Zeo movie. But I've gotten off subject. Let me get back to the plot. Let's get back to the plot. Zordon's telling everybody who Lerigot is. Then we see Lerigot, as like I said, he looks like a Furby. He's being hunted down by the minions of this of Turbo, who are absolutely nothing like the minions that we saw in the TV show. You guys look back at my Power Rangers Turbo TV review. You guys look back at that. But they look nothing like the minions, the henchmen. What they call the Piranhatrons? The Piranhatrons. They looked nothing like that, like they did in the TV show. They were actually men in costumes. You can tell they were men in costumes. But he's hunted down by them, and he somehow just teleports. Uses his little dagger / magic wand to teleport his way out of there. He teleports himself to Earth. Meanwhile, Lerigo's in Africa. He teleports himself to Angel Grove or some shit like that. He teleports himself somewhere. But anyway, then we cut to Adam, Tommy, and Rocky preparing for a karate competition. They're preparing for a karate competition, wearing their respected colors. Tommy has red, Rocky has blue, and Adam has a green. Have green martial arts, like green robes on. I don't know what those things are called that they had that martial artists wear. I really don't know what those things are called. But yeah, so Tommy, Rocky, and Adam, they're fighting, and then somehow Rocky is saying he's trying too hard, so he tries to do this spinning kick and hits this bag. All of a sudden breaks his back. But prior to that, we cut to a bus scene where Kat and Tanya, apparently, since they're, because in Zeo, the Rangers were seniors in high school, and so apparently they hadn't graduated yet, but apparently they're counselors to young kids, and they look like they're coming back from a field trip. And we see Justin. We meet Justin, the person who everybody claims almost killed Power Rangers. I personally don't think Justin almost killed Power Rangers. I personally think just the Turbo series in general. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a kid, I was a fan of Justin. I really was. I was a fan of Justin as a kid. I kind of was. I was a fan of Justin as a kid. Unfortunate as it might sound, look back at an old video, I did have him on my least favorite Power Ranger list. But that was actually because he was kind of whiny. As I look at him as an adult, he was kind of whiny, as most kids were at the time. But most 12, 13-year-old kids were at the time. But so anyway, we meet Justin, and he's kind of all quiet. He's been all quiet on the bus, and Cat's trying to get him to talk. He says he doesn't feel like talking. So then we go back to the martial arts, to the gym, where Tommy and Rocky and Adam are practicing. Rocky falls on his back. Rocky breaks his back, and Rocky breaks his back, and has to get taken to the hospital. And how he fell out, how he did that little spinning kick, he wasn't really even nowhere near. That was one thing, because I watched the movie. I really watched the movie last night, and I examined it. Rocky was nowhere near the edge of that. He was nowhere near the edge of the ring. So how could he have? And he wasn't really that far up in the air. So how can he just all of a sudden fall off? I guess Power Rangers defies gravity. He does his spinning kick, and he falls. His back doesn't. He doesn't even hit the ropes. He just falls out. He just does the spinning kick. I guess he was so far up in the air, he falls and hit his back, breaks his back. So Rocky has to go to the hospital. Everybody's so tore up about it. Then after that we meet our villain for the movie, and who was also the villain for the season, Divatox. Has to be one of the worst villains in Power Rangers history. As a kid in Power Rangers, I was kind of afraid of Lord Zed. Rita was kind of had me a little scared as a kid. King Mondo, but Divatox was a joke to me. Every time Divatox was on the screen, and Divatox was really one of the first comedic villains, one of the first for the full season of comedic villains. There was really not much evil about her. If you want my opinion, there wasn't even much even really evil about Divatox. As a kid, I was like, okay, well, I thought, because at first I thought she was like Rita's sister or something. Don't know why I thought that. I thought she was like, because in the movie she calls Rita on the phone. I thought she was like Rita's sister or something. But anyway, moving on. And she's basically, Divatox is going off on her henchmen, going off on the Piranha, so not capturing Lerigot. So, and she finds out that Lerigot is in like, I think that's supposed to be like Africa. He's in Africa or something. But anyway, we find out that Zordon also knows where Lerigot is. So meanwhile, while the Rangers are going to see Rocky, well, first Justin sneaks into the room to see Rocky. Rocky is asleep apparently, and then all of a sudden the Rangers come in, and Justin hides. Why he hides, I don't know. Don't know why he hides. Never explain why he hides. He gets under the bed and hides. What's Rocky's relationship to Justin? That's also never explained either, but hey, what are you gonna do? I guess he looked up to Rocky. But anyway, I'm sorry, I have a crook in my neck. I'm trying to get it out all day. I'm sorry, I keep moving my neck around. I'm trying to get this stiffness out of my neck. But anyway, the Rangers come in. They talk to Rocky, and Rocky says how he's not gonna be back. Probably not gonna be back for the championships of the karate competition. So, and all of a sudden they get a call from Zordon. And Zordon's basically saying, Rangers, teleport to the command center immediately. And they go and they teleport, and Justin sees them teleport. Then he comes out on the bed and tells Rocky, you got, basically Fire says, you guys are the Power Rangers. And that was a good way to reveal that they're the Power Rangers to Justin, which kind of foreshadowed, looking at it as an adult purposes, foreshadowed that Justin was gonna be involved with the Power Rangers because he knows who they are. But anyway, they get to the command center. Zordon fills them in about Lerigot. Cat and Tommy. He sends Tommy and Cat to. Why he sends Tommy and Cat? I had this slightest idea, but why just them? I don't know. But he sends Tommy and Cat to go after Lerigot. And they use these little jetpacks, these little backpack-looking things, which were never used. They used them to teleport. Why couldn't they just use their wrist communications to teleport there? There's a lot of things that weren't really explained in the Turbo movie, or even in the series. Well, the movie was leading up to the series, but there was a lot of things that weren't explained. So they use these little things and these little jetpacks that teleports them out. Then when they teleport, the things that wind up on them, they carry them like backpacks. They're looking for Lerigot. And all of a sudden, Tommy asks Cat when she wants some water, and they hit something on the backpack. And she drinks the water, and then all of a sudden, Cat's sitting down to rest. All of a sudden, a snake comes. Cat's all freaked out because the snake's coming, and Tommy's all freaked out. What I don't understand is, you people fight, because I'm doing all this as an adult perspective, but you people are Power Rangers. You freaking fight monsters and villains on a daily basis. Why are you afraid of a snake? You fight minions and monsters and like cogs and putties and monsters unmorphed and morphed all the time. Why are you afraid of a snake? But anyway, Tommy says something like, on 3, move. And then, on 3, Cat moves to the side. He tells her just to move away. Okay, how did Cat wind up all the way over, about to fall off the damn cliff? That's what I understand. All she had to do was move a couple of steps away. And Tommy's struggling, fighting with the snakes. Tommy, you're the fucking leader of the Power Rangers. You're the leader of the Power Rangers. You fucking fought Lord Zed head to head. You were evil twice, and you're supposed to be the strongest out of all of them. Why are you struggling with a damn snake? And so far, anyway, Cat lands in the water, and the only Zeo reference that's given in this movie is when Cat tries to morph into the Pink Ranger, to the Pink Zeo Ranger, and apparently when she lands in the water, as she's falling. When she lands in the water, she's automatically demorphed. So that let me know the Power Ranger costumes, when you get in, they're basically oblivious. You can't swim with them. They're not waterproof. So Cat's demorphed, and all of a sudden, Tommy gets rid of the snake. He just throws the snake, then all badass like jumps over and flips over into the water to save Cat. And when he finds Cat, they get these little life preservers that come from the backpacks. He pushes some button, the life preserver comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden Cat just hurts her leg. She hurts her leg, she's limping out. Then they all of a sudden find Lerigot. Lerigot heals Cat's leg. They teleport to the command center. Then they get a message from Divatox. Divatox wants Lerigot. She wants Lerigot in exchange for 2 human sacrifices. Then we see Bulk and Skull and Lieutenant Stone and whatnot. We see they're at a baseball game and whatnot. Some scenes with them, and somehow Bulk and Skull get captured. They get captured by Divatox, and apparently she figured out they're no use to her. So she basically just brainwashes them, just makes them even more idiotic than they already are. And people know I love Bulk and Skull. I'm a big Bulk and Skull fan, but she makes them even more idiotic than they are. Makes them basically brain dead in a way. They just basically sitting there the whole movie saying stupid stuff. So she finds her place because she needs 2 human sacrifices to awaken Malagor. So who we eventually finds out is really Dark Spectre from Power Rangers in Space. But anyway, she finds Malagor, but she's trying to awaken him and wants to marry him. So So she finds Kimberly and Jason. We all know the original Red Ranger and the original Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin, who just so happened to have been swimming and scuba diving, who just so happened to be scuba diving together. It's never explained how they linked up together, because from what I know, wasn't Jason still with that girl, wasn't her name Heather or Emily from Zio? Wasn't Jason with her? And from what I know, it wasn't Kimberly supposed to still be in Florida? Wish they would explain that a little bit more. But anyway, so she captured Jason and Kimberly, and Jason and Kimberly are trying to figure out why they're there, and who's captured them. And Divatox tells them in exchange, well, Divatox is idiotic nephew, who I cannot remember his name. I cannot remember his name worth of crap. What's his name? I know he was a pussy. He was a pussy ass second in command. But anyway, and I'm sorry for cursing, but it's some stuff about the Turbo movie that just got to me. But anyway, I'm gonna think of his name later on down the line. Elgar, and Elgar tells them in exchange. Well, Divatox tells them that in exchange for Jason and Kimberly, they want Malagor. So they want Lerigot. So they give him meet at the pier to give Divatox Lerigot in exchange for Jason and Kimberly. So anyway, they decide they're gonna when Malagor. Well, I won't say Malagor. When Lerigo's over with the bad guys, they throw some fake ass bodies in the ocean, and Tommy and Adam figure out that they've been tricked. Then it's time to go back to the command center to get the turbo powers, which was never explained something that's a lot of Power Rangers fans gripe about, how the turbo powers were made. Where did they even come from, and what was wrong with the Zeo powers? Because wasn't the Zeo powers supposed to get powerful and powerful each over time, supposed to get even more powerful over time? If I remember correctly, the Zeo powers were supposed to get powerful as they progressed. So, excuse me, but that was never understood. But they get the turbo powers. It's kind of one of the lame. They get the powers in the lamest way by touching these glowing lights. By just basically touching their keys, and they get their powers. That's how their powers are transferred to them. And we know that Tommy's the Red Ranger, Adam's the Green Ranger, making him second in command because Rocky's not there. Kat and Tanya are the Pink and Yellow Rangers respectively, and we figure out that they're gonna have to replace the Blue Ranger. So the Rangers ride off into their car. I forgot their Zords are cars. I'm gonna say this because, and also it had to do with the footage, the Sensei footage they were using, but it also had to do with, they really picked that season because Hot Wheels were real hot at that time. Our little kids were, even myself, had Hot Wheels and whatnot. So, and I'm not even sure, did Hot Wheels even come out with their own turbo line? If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if they did or not. But anyway, leave me a comment and let me know about that. Did Hot Wheels ever come out with any Power Ranger turbo toys? But anyway, so then the Rangers are at this they ride up into the sunset, which is the only badass part of the whole movie, because of Ron Wasserman's music, and that's because the Turbo theme song was just fucking epic, great theme song. But yeah, one of the few key moments when they were just riding, the Rangers were just riding off in all the dust and whatnot, and then all of a sudden we cut to the scene of a Blue Ranger, and when I was a kid, I kind of knew that was gonna be Justin. I knew, because for one, I seen it in the previews, in the trailers and whatnot. But anyway, they basically, Zordon's basically telling him the rules of being a Power Ranger. And so, long story short, Justin meets up with the Rangers. They're all shocked. They were all basically just shocked that it was Justin. And he says, "Guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger." So Tommy being the leader. If I was Tommy, I would have went to Zordon and say, Zordon, he's a kid. Does he even know martial arts? Well, they eventually found out he did know martial arts, because Divatox sent some ugly looking monsters to fight the Rangers, and who didn't even fight them at all. Their arms were like this, and those things couldn't hurt a fly, basically, and the Rangers just ran over them. And I'm trying to wrap all this up because there's a lot of pointless stuff in this. A lot of pointless stuff I'm not really gonna cover. But anyway, and the only really explanation for the whole turbo powers was they needed their turbo keys to get past the Nemesis Triangle. And what I didn't understand is, hell, Divatox got over the Nemesis Triangle. She didn't have the turbo keys. So that's what I didn't understand. They were on this old abandoned. The Ranger was also on this old abandoned boat and whatnot. So then, long story short, she uses Jason and Kimberly. Kimberly escapes. Jason still held captive. Kimberly and Bulk and Skull escape, and then somehow Kimberly is captured by these Indian-looking people with these masks on. She's captured by them. As well as Bulk and Skull, they're all captured by them, and I guess they're going to use Kimberly as a sacrifice. And then they meet up with Divatox. Divatox has Jason. Then they enter into this building where there's a whole bunch of fire. They enter in this building. And meanwhile, before then, Divatox fires some torpedoes. You gotta hear. And if you know Turbo, you heard fire the torpedoes a lot. She fires some torpedoes at the Ranger's boat, blows up the boat. Somehow Adam went off and tried to get a lock on Lerigot. He gets a lock on Lerigot, and somehow Adam thinks, he sees the boat being blown up. He thinks he's the only Ranger left, and all of a sudden the Rangers get in their cars, and their cars happen to be apparently can ride on water or whatnot. Apparently their cars can ride on water. So the Rangers meet up. And they finally morph, throughout the whole movie, they finally morph into the Rangers. And it's kind of something also kind of pissed me off. It took, they only morphed into the Rangers in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Last 20, maybe 30 some odd minutes of the movie. They morph, big long morph sequence. During the series, we know that morph sequence got cut down. Big long morph sequence. And, they morph into the Rangers, and then they do this. That I never was a big fan of that big fast running they always did in big line. I was never a big fan of that. So anyway, they enter into this cave, and They start fighting the Piranhatrons, fighting the Piranhatrons and whatnot. And we also see that Divatox has Jason and Kimberly lowering them into this hot lava. Because like I said, they're human sacrifices. But anyway, Rangers fight. Jason and Kimberly become evil, which is also kind of cool. I also like that as a kid, seeing Jason evil. Anyway, they fight. Jason and Kimberly basically whooped the Power Rangers' asses. Especially Kimberly really whooped Cat's ass. She basically was like, "I'm the original Pink Ranger, bitch. Remember, you my replacement." That's kind of like how, as an adult, I look at that now. That's kind of how that was. Cat was looking at her like, well, Kimberly was fighting. She was also under the evil spells of Malagor, but it was also kind of like, yeah, you took my spot. If I didn't decide to leave, your ass wouldn't be here. But anyway, that's how it was like to me. But anyway, and then Tommy was fighting Jason like, yeah, I'm the original Red Ranger. Yeah, I want you to always know that I'm the original Red Ranger. I was the original guy wearing red. And Tommy's basically fighting Jason, and when Jason was about to basically choke Tommy and basically throw him into the fire, and all of a sudden Malagor and his wife, Malagor has a wife. I forgot to mention that. Malagor and his wife heal Kimberly. She's the leader of the evil, and she goes over and help. She basically goes over and help and it helps Tommy try to because somehow Tommy does some little move, but he moves Jason's hands, removes Jason's hands from his neck, and kicks him over into the fire. He's almost at the fall into the fire. Tommy grabs his hand, some shit like that. It's kind of weird. Looking at that now, it's kind of weird. Jason's about to fall into the water, fall into the fire. Him and Kimberly all of a sudden pull him up. Meanwhile, Jason's still evil. Long story short, he's cured. Then Divatox sacrifices Elgar. He's thrown to the water. He's not the I won't say water. He's thrown to the fire. Malagor comes alive, and one funny scene Cat was in the movie. Cat basically says this is about Divatox, about Malagor. She wants to marry him. That was actually kind of funny. I still kind of find that kind of funny in a way. But anyway, then the Rangers fight Malagor. They pull weapons out of their ass. You know, most Ranger series they normally they just summon their weapons and whatnot. And like Ranger series on that line, the Rangers are normally summoning their weapons. They'll call their weapons out and summon their weapons. The Rangers pull their weapons out of their asses. And those are some kind of ignorant, kind of weird looking weapons too. Tommy's weapons was of course a sword. And I figured out most Power Ranger series, the Red Ranger's primary weapon is normally a sword. But anyway, Tommy has a sword. Justin has these two guns. Adam has like something called a turbo thunder cannon. Cat has a bow. Most Pink Rangers, it seems like their primary weapon is normally a bow and arrow. And Cat has something called some car chargers. Okay, but anyway, then all of a sudden they start shooting. Even Tommy shoots with his sword, shooting at Malagor. He just blows through it all. And then anyway, Malagor gets outside. The Rangers lead Malagor outside. They call him to their Zords. They form the Megazord. Their Zords grow. There's actual car Zords grow. And they form the Megazord. Malagor somehow grows. They begin to fight. Pretty decent fight. And I'm glad it wasn't CGI. They were actually people in suits. Because in the first Power Rangers movie, it kind of pissed me off in a way. Looking at it now, they had CGI. And as a kid, the Zords looked fake still. They looked fake as a kid when I seen the movie as a kid. They had CGI Zord fight in the first movie. This movie, they actually had people in suits. So, it was a good fight. I mean, pretty okay, standard Power Ranger Megazord fight. Anyway, they defeat Malagor. Movie ends. Like I said before, I never mentioned Jason got cured by Lerigot. And we see at the end of the movie, the Rangers, well, Adam and Tommy, they recruit Jason to join their team, their karate team. They fight. They're fighting. In which also, if I'm not mistaken, was Dan Salforth, who played Eric in Time Force, was he one of those people that was fighting? That was on the other team. I don't know. It looked like him. It kind of looked like him. But anyway, the Rangers fight. Well, Tommy, Adam, and Jason fight. They win the karate competition. They save the youth center. Wasn't the youth center or something like that? And it also kind of hinted towards that. I'm gonna do a little some trivia. With some facts. It looked like Jason and Kimberly were like together, like as a couple, cause Kimberly went to Jason after they won and didn't go to Tommy, and Tommy went to Cat. And we know that in Zio they tried to pursue that this whole Tommy and Cat relationship thing, and when the Zio movie when the Turbo series came along, they just threw that out the window. But anyway, from what I'm hearing from most people, they were actually going to. There were going to be some scenes in the movie where Jason and Kimberly actually were a couple. Don't know what happened with that, but I kind of noticed that, though. Anyway, and that's the Turbo Power Rangers movie. Now, I know this video is like 30 minutes long, and if you watch this video throughout the whole thing, I thank you. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the Turbo movie. Leave me a comment below. As I look at the movie now, as a kid, yeah, it was just great. I went to see it as a kid in the movie theaters. Yeah, as a kid, it was just great. It was great to see my favorite superhero team as on the big screen, as it was with the first movie. See my favorite superhero team on action hero team on the big screen as a kid. That was the enjoyment. That's what the enjoyment I got of as a kid. But as I look at it as an adult now, it wasn't a good movie at all. As an adult, yeah, it always will hold a special place in my heart because as well the first Power Rangers movie. But when you look at them from a movie standpoint, from a and me pursuing my dreams as an actor now, looking at it as an actor standpoint, as a person that studies movies, it wasn't a great movie at all, in my opinion. That what the plot for what there was of a plot, kind of like the first movie, that really wasn't a plot. But what there was a plot, it wasn't really a good one. I also wish they would also explain where the Zeo power, not the Zeo, when the Turbo powers came from. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about the Turbo movie. Leave me a comment below. Thank you guys if you watched this whole video and lasted this long. Thank you guys for watching this video. Anyway, this is Diamond Wolf checking out. Peace, God bless, and I'm out.